Call it the American invasion. Almost 50 years after the British invasion brought the Beatles to the US, the NFL took over London this past weekend. A sellout crowd of, check this out, 90,000 packed Wembley Stadium for what they would call match. We call it a game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Minnesota Vikings, which was labeled incredible by one of the leading papers in Great Britain. Arise News sports contributor Andrew Rosario is here with more about the NFL's game plan for the 8 million potential fans in London. Andrew, it's always good to see you, but who knew that Great Britain loved our football?
Yeah, I mean, this is the 7th year in a row that they've sent 2 NFL teams to play over there. The first year at Wembley Stadium, they actually had about 83,000 fans, which is still a lot of people. And both games, there'll be another game played in a couple of weeks, and that game has already been sold out. So both games sold out within 2 weeks.
That is amazing. And this is the first year you were telling me that there will be 2 games played there, which means that somebody in London loves football.
Yeah, they do.
Is that surprising to you?
Not really. I mean, they started off as an experiment doing preseason games back, a couple of years ago, and it's growing. It's growing. They're sending teams there usually by the middle of the week, so they get acclimated. They send different teams every year. And so the fans get acclimated. They get used to the rules because it's totally different than, say, rugby or soccer. Yeah,
or what they call football.
Exactly.
And they tease us so much about what we call football, saying it's not real football. And I was going to ask you this question, but the answer is obvious. Are these fans mainly Americans, expats?
There's a lot of expats, but there's also a lot of,
There has to be with the stadium.
83,000 people.
Yes. So apparently the NFL smells money.
Yes, they do. And the bottom line, as always, is the bottom line. Is it going to be profitable for the NFL to have a team there on a regular basis? 8 games in London and then 8 games on the road. The Commissioner Goodell is a big proponent of it. Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, they played there last year, and he was thrilled by the reaction that both teams got.
That's amazing, but I wonder just league-wide how the other owners feel about it, because it seems like it would be pretty expensive to send your teams over twice a year.
Yes, and then that's what they're looking into, how they're going to manage that, because right now, with the collective bargaining agreement that doesn't expire till 2020, they're not sure if they're going to be able to do that before then. So in the meantime, they'll have maybe 2 games this year, maybe 3 games the following year, and so on and so forth. You have to take into consideration the travel between the United States and London. You have to take into the fact that the NFL is considering expanding the regular season to 17 games, eliminating some preseason games, and then with the bye weeks. Now remember, they play Sunday night, they play Monday night, and now they're playing Thursday night.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to squeeze in the schedule, allow for players to recuperate from injuries. And what do they do about the bye week? Do you play on a Sunday and then not until the following Monday or Thursday? A lot of things have to be taken into consideration.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that have to be taken into consideration. And I wonder, what about the cultural influence, there in London? Because, their sports fans are different than American sports fans. It's also sort of a marketing challenge for the NFL.
Totally, and I think that's why they're slowly adding the number of games they're going to be playing each year. People are talking about, well, maybe they should have the Pro Bowl played there. That's a consideration as well. But know one thing about the NFL. If they decide they want to do this in London on a full-time basis, it'll be guns blazing. And they will have marketing machines. They'll have teams over there 4 or 5 days before the game, so the fans can get acclimated with them, the players can get acclimated with the fans, and the weather is another factor as well as the year goes on in London. You know how that weather can be.
Yeah, absolutely. But the one thing the NFL does know how to do, and that is to put on a good show.
Yes, they do.
And to make it profitable. If they do, in fact, well, let me ask you this question. What is the chance of there being a franchise?
Well, that's another thing they're looking at as well. Now, there's been talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars, who right now, they're scheduled to play the next 4 years in London once a year. But their franchise right now, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but they're having a horrible year. They've lost every game so far this year. Attendance is dropping to the point where they were giving away free beverages yesterday just to get fans into the stadium. So that's one of the big things that the league is going to have to look into. What team is going to be
Is that pie in the sky way out? And then, because to get a franchise change here in the U.S. takes forever.
Exactly. I mean, Los Angeles is still trying to get a team over there that they've lost that team since 2004, and they're still trying to get a team there. So we'll just have to wait and see what the NFL plans are in terms of having a full-time team in London.
Well, we will see. Jolly old football.
Exactly.
Andrew Rosario, thank you very much.
Thank you. Great seeing you as always.
It's good to see you. And you're watching Arise America.